ahead with the morning joke. You know how I started off. Hope everybody get that joke to get them engines ready. You know how I do it. Get that joke, get you one, burn it up real quick. How you man tree trunk good. Got me some of this to roll up real quick. Went to the dispensary yesterday. This shit just I gotta straighten this shit up. This shit's all over the place. You got goddamn weed jars and blunts and fucking roll ups and coffee. Too much shit going on at one spot. I got all kind of pre rolls and shit all over the place. That better. That's better YouTube. That's better for your man Treetrunk. So I'm about to roll me up one this morning, get this Joe in me. Really don't have a topic this morning, but I was just saying to myself while I was making my show, I gotta get better at this. I want to do this. I'm gonna show up every Sunday morning, but I need something to engage the people. Leave some comments, tell me what y'all think, or what y'all want to talk about, and damn, you hate when you know you got something, can't find the shit. Oh well, America. Anyway, I really didn't have a set topic this morning. I just knew I was going live. I'm gonna go live every Sunday morning for at least half hour, and talk with America. Uh, we talk about this world, what's going on. Talk about how we gonna get YouTube or TikTok rich, whatever. It don't matter. Like now, several injured in propane tank explosion in Rochester, Oakland County. That's here in Michigan. What in the fuck? A propane explosion. What the fuck happened? See how this shit, uh, this shit sliding and shit. Okay, I'm busting the blunt down. As you can see, I busted down. I ain't been smoking blunts lately, though. Just, you know, on the way to work and stuff like that, I've been getting these pre-rolls from the dispensary. This is, I can't even tell you, man. It's called purple something. Purple something, I don't know. And super lemon haze gelato. I got a bunch of them. I get like 20 at a time. So then you got all these infused ones and stuff. They're a little bit tougher. These will knock you on your ass. And then this is just you look at my channel. Here's the shit I grow myself. But your man Treetrunk ain't growing this year, so I still got time if I want to, but then I didn't do no research to find me no clones or I'm cutting up now, y'all. I'm old school. I ain't got a grinder. I got the old school scissors. So I'm cutting up here. This is what I'm cutting up here. tropical cherry from last year's crop, and I got the whole, I don't know, maybe half ounce, 3/4 of an ounce, maybe an ounce sitting on the tray. And the reasoning for that is it just didn't feel like I let it dry enough. And it tastes fucking terrible when I first pulled it out and it wasn't dry. But not this one. I had another jar. What's the shit? I had this shit. Once it dried, I let it dry out. It tasted, and it's all tropical cherry. I think I may have a couple random seeds from my seed jar that I usually pop a couple randoms every year. Don't know what they are, male, female, whatever. I just pop them, every year. Have a couple randoms. I had a couple like that, maybe three plants like that. I grew like 12 of them, and same thing. One of them tasted like I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck did I do? But I pulled it out, let it dry, set it on the tray. Come back a week later, and it smokes pretty good for you, man. Treetrunk. So sometimes, and I was about to throw the old goddamn thing away, but that's just some shit you had to do. I noticed as soon as I cracked the jar. Oh man, I didn't let it sit long enough, but having this shit dry out in upstairs in my house up here in the tree house. And you talking about a smell that fucks your whole house up. I mean, the whole thing where you got to stop having company come over. I ain't got this sophisticated shit. A lot of them big money boys got. I'm just plain old tree trunk, construction worker. Pay my goddamn bills every day. That's just me. Take care of my family. Nothing no more than the next hard working guy out here. You know, no more, no less. Well, I'm about the same. I ain't gonna say no more, no less, because I don't know what others got going on. But man, tree trunk comfortable. That's all I gotta say. I ain't been smoking swishers lately. I've been smoking I've been smoking these lately, these zigzag wraps, Rillos. Just been kind of fucking a little easier than having to dump tobacco and do all that shit. But everybody around me that I do know, I don't really smoke with. I don't smoke with nobody really. I'm a solo smoker. I give you a blunt before I smoke mine with you. I give you a joint before I smoke mine with you. I'm like that. You know, people say I act funny, but the way this world is now, you fuck around and catch a goddamn virus or COVID or some bullshit, letting somebody take a drag off your blunt or your joint. And I'll give you one before I let you smoke with me. I don't smoke with nobody. As you can see, I got this baby twisted. Got my jaw. Oh shit. Okay. Today your man Treetrunk. And I had to go to Sam's Club. My goddamn yearly fucking shit. Fucking I got to renew it. But I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe we got BJ wholesale buys and we got a Costco. When I go down there and bug the wife and wake her up, I'll see what her thoughts is. If she sleep. It don't taste bad like it was before it was dry. I can deal with this. This is, you know, good enough weed for me. You know, I come from a different era of smoking weed. The sons of the growers of my day are better than their father. Point blank. The growers now are more, I don't know, I want to call it more millennialized. Is that a word? Millennialized, more millennialized, more internetish, where instead of just looking at a plant, trying to figure out what's good or bad for it, they go to the internet and get the information. So that's what I want to call millennialized, you know, if that's a word. You know, probably get added to the dictionary if it ain't. Just by me doing this shit, I'm gonna look the shit up. I'm gonna let y'all know next morning, Joe Live on Sunday. Stepped outside this morning, America. It ain't cold, but it ain't hot as hell. But I did have on shorts. And I stood out there at least 5 minutes on the porch, sucked in some of the fresh air. Uh, See, this is one of them. I didn't even realize it was in there. What the fuck they call that shit? That shit. It's called a fire stick. Tiger's breath. That's what this shit is. Tiger breath. Infused. From the Michigan dispensaries here in Michigan, Metro Detroit. I'm gonna give a shout out to them. They're the NAR dispensaries in Inkster, Michigan, on Michigan Avenue, right before you cross over in the Wayne. It's right up in there. They got quality, nice weed. They got good bud tenders, people that take care of you. So NAR dispensaries, that's who I fuck with. I had to bounce around to a few different ones. You bounce around, see who you get the best deals from it. People that treat you the best, and the NAR dispensaries on Michigan Avenue, right before you cross over in the Wayne. So that's where your man Treetrunk get all this shit from. If I don't grow it, my goddamn stuff. Well, this year is gonna be a little different. I keep saying to myself, I got enough time to pop a couple seeds, but I just ain't did it. It's still early enough for me to. But man, Treetrunk is kind of in a situation where me and my wife we want a different property, so I don't want to get into some. And me, I get greedy. I start with one and end up with 12, 13, 20. So that's why I ain't started. So, and my wife, we do what we gotta do for the home we live in. Do some repairs, make it shine, you know, and put it up for sale. This just ain't the house that your man Treetrunk wants, you know. Nothing bad about my street. I got a decent street. It ain't no fucking drug dealers or nothing on my street. I live in a nice suburban area. Ain't gonna say ain't none of your fucking business. Just Metro Detroit. Metro Detroit is a big motherfucking place. So I'm in the metro area, but as far as being in the city, hey man, Treetrunk wants out of the city. I'm sick of it. Spent 4 years down in Georgia, uh, about 50 miles east of Atlanta, Newton County, Covington, Georgia. Shout out to my people down there that I worked with. I got some friends down there in Georgia. You know, my man Calvin, Kenny Hessick, my man Rock that stayed across the street from me. Rock son, what up? I heard you blowing now. When I come down there, I'm gonna have to bring some of this good shit from the mitten down there, from the dirty glove. I'm gonna have to bring some of that shit down there. You know, hook my man Rock up. We sit back and burn one last time I kicked it with Rock. I didn't have a grandchild. I'm a granddad now. So, and I know Rock's son. If I'm a granddad, I know Rock's son. He chilling with him like he one of his mans. Like, that's all he had was his son. And then when I came, it was me, Rock. His son was still too small to be hanging out with the big fellas, and we had Rock's father-in-law, my man Herman. Rest in peace, Herman. The Lord called you up there after I left, so I didn't get to see that tragic part of things. So rest in peace to my man Herman, and shout out to Rock and his son and Rock's family and shit. When I come down there to that Atlanta area, you know. I'm gonna be bringing some of this good shit with me. I'm gonna be bringing some of this dispensary shit with me. So, for my man Rock. But weed, then, that's my topic since I've been talking about it. Weed has changed so much from when I first started smoking. I started smoking, I might have been in seventh grade, sixth or seventh fucking grade, probably like 11 or 12, smoking weed. But as I shit that weed was around my house, weed was around me, I seen it, I knew what the fuck it was. So I wanted to try. But it's crazy my thought process as a kid. I seen weed. I wanted to smoke some weed. I couldn't wait to sit back and look like a grown up and sit up and smoke some joints with the grown ups and shit. But on the flip side, I grew up in that 80s era. I was born in 77. I'm an old head. It's crazy to say that. You know, them is the old days now. I grew up in the 80s, but where crack was out, but everybody was doing it. It wasn't demonized the way it is now. It was bad, but it was more like all these young guys walking around with pockets full of money. We gotta all these young black guys, they walk around, you know, baby rich motherfuckers. We gotta stop that, so we gonna give them all these sentences. That's what the shit was about, really. They wanted to just lock motherfuckers up for rolling. America wasn't looking at the mental health of fucking crack and shit. It was just a fucking party. It was like if you was white, you hung out with the elite that snorted powder and shit. And if you was black, you smoked crack down in the ghettos. But that's what the news wanted you to believe. But the shit was you had black motherfuckers sitting up smoking crack and then snorting cocaine too, and then you had white motherfuckers was down here smoking crack in the fucking ghettos. The motherfuckers smoking crack in the ghettos and snorting powder too. Everybody was doing everything. but they glamorized the shit like cocaine was a fucking a rich man's drug. Man, it's just a fucking drug like the rest of them. But anyway, that's the era Treetrunk grew up in, and I had family members that was that took part in the illegal drug trade, and I had family members that took part in the drug addict trade, career drug addicts, 30-year smokers and shit like that. So I come from that, and I come from my dad's side of the family where most of them was educated, decent for black people, And people looked at my dad's side, my granddad, and my grandma, you know, from my dad. When people looked at them, they said they do good for black folks. For black folks, they do goddamn good over there. So we done pretty well. On my, I'm gonna say they done pretty well. I was just a youngin' coming up in it, seeing. And on on my mom's side, my grandma, they done well too. My mom's mom done extremely well, but she was a hustler. She was a motherfucking hustler, and she hustled hard. You know, make some of these men look like I gotta play catch up. We gotta team up against this bitch. That's the type of bitch my grandma was. My mom's mom, gangster to the motherfucking core, and was still grandma, and was still grandma. But on my mom's side, you was either a crack dealer or a crack user. And some people try to play both sides of the fence, but y'all know how that go. You can't be on both sides of the fence. You're gonna have to be on one or the other. Eventually you're gonna run into some issues playing both sides of the fence. And not saying issues, I'm saying issues that you may not be able to keep up with the guys who ain't using. You know, you might make decisions that's not as, you know, well thought through, you know, if you use them like that. So that's how it was. And then not to say that just my dad's side was all fucking scholars and shit. My grandma had 8 kids, all of them ain't gonna be fucking scholars. Parents know their kids, and sometimes your kids surprise you. Cause I have one child and my daughter surprises me sometimes, you know. But anyway, that's how it was, on my dad's side, I had an uncle that was just as heavy as, shit my grandma was doing. I had an uncle, but most of them done, you know, the right thing as society would say. This is the right thing. So, man, Treetrunk need to shave. I've been lacking. I've been lazy as a motherfucker. But anyway, this is me. This raw. This is raw Treetrunk. I was gonna shave for the fucking live, but then I said, you know what? I ain't shaving. This is me. You get it how it is. You know, gotta be raw. You can't fucking not to get off the subject, but you have to be raw. You can't be always wanting to get a haircut for the motherfucking camera. If you don't fuck with me, don't. If you don't fuck with Treetrunk, don't. You know how this live shit is. You can click to the next motherfucker, you know. And cause I do it. If I don't fuck with it. But if you fuck with your man Treetrunk, cool. And if few people on TikTok. I fuck around on TikTok. If anybody fuck around on TikTok, look up your man Treetrunk over here. And I try to promote my YouTube. YouTube is my love, you know. TikTok, I fuck with it just for a little extra exposure. But YouTube, this is my platform. This is what I want to grow with my YouTube. And I'm in the process of getting this better equipment, new computer, new camera. Your man Treetrunk, you know, if you're in the Metro Detroit area, you know, I'm about to start doing family photos and uh, videos for graduations and weddings and things like that. Whatever you want a video, you know. But I'm new at this, you know. And if, you know, anybody got any pointers for your man, let me know. But that's the avenue I seem to be going in. Is video editing and, you know, I want to be a YouTube journalist, you know. Get my camera, I go out there, I talk to America, and I let y'all know what's going on, you know, from Treetrunk's perspective, the world according to Treetrunk, you know. And I talk to the people, me and my wife, my daughter. We go downtown, we talk to people, you know. I want this to be a family thing. This is going to be my passive income. This is what I'm going to teach my daughter how to do. I'm going to teach her how to edit these videos, talk to y'all America, because she's a little shy. Y'all might see a couple videos I threw up. You know, my daughter's graduating. You know, I got a beautiful family. But I want to show her this. And I grew up, you know, I know I might be getting off the topic what I was talking about, but that's what this live about, just to talk to y'all America so y'all can feel me. Y'all see my videos and this and that. I might be all over the place, but here we could talk as, you know, it's us, you know. And that's what I want to do. I want to be a YouTube journalist. Out there with my family. I want to be able to travel from state to state, talk to people, you know. Talk to people about what's going on in your state, you know, how is it to live here, you know, let them know what's going on here in Metro Detroit, you know. I know a lot of these states ain't legal weed states, so I don't plan to come to your state if you ain't legally marijuana, recreational marijuana smoking state. I will not bring, you know, bullshit to your state. I will just come there. I will talk to the locals, you know, and get some feedback and give some. You know, that's what this is about for me. I want to be able to travel the world and get paid for it, get my story and get paid for it, and teach my daughter how to do that. You know, we give damn near all our time to this internet. When this internet came, the shit took off so fucking quick. The world didn't know how to react to it. And see, the kids that are born now, they were born with internet. I come from an era where we wasn't born with internet. When this shit came, it was like we didn't believe this shit. Like a cell phone. I'm sitting here talking to y'all. If you wasn't no rich motherfucking doctor or some dope dealer, you wasn't having no cell phone. And they wasn't doing this shit I'm doing right now. You could basically just dial a motherfucker. Hey, what's up? And that's that. That's all you got from it. Hey, what's up? What you doing? I'm in my car. And it was really just to be cool. And doctors had pagers. They call them beepers. You know, just in case it, you know, it's an emergency. Somebody could be need surgery or some emergency surgery or some heart transplant or something. They can page the doctor and say, hey, you eating dinner with your family, but this and that, you gotta get here, you know. That's what those was invented for, pagers. But just like anything in this world, you know, people adapt it, you know. We started taking pages and it went into other industries. The industry that I knew the most was people took pages. You seen drug dealers with them. Somebody send you a page with their numbers, and it could be a code for what they need. Or they send a number, you call them back, and they tell you what they need. And then you go from there. You know, $10 a month. I remember I had my first page. I just wanted to be cool to say I had one. Couldn't even really afford $10 a month. That damn pager got turned off. I felt embarrassed. My pager got turned off. You know. But the internet took off like that. It took off so fucking fast. Motherfuckers wasn't believing no .com and shit like that. Wish I had a YouTube channel back then, but you know, that wasn't my space then. My head was in a different space. I was still growing. I used to be a rapper around in Atlanta. I had a fucking record deal, Long Life Records. Shout out to my man Daryl Brooks, Thomasville, Georgia. I learned some things from Big Homie. I learned some things. You know, because I seen niggas with money. You know, I seen that my uncle was a nigga with money. So there wasn't nothing to see a nigga with some money. And Detroit was filled with niggas get money. You know, it wasn't nothing. Be like this nigga got a whole garage full of cash, or this nigga got a whole basement full of money. That was nothing. But the thing that I admire about these southern niggas is the one thing, and I didn't like everything about them because I'm a city nigga. I got city ways. But one thing that I admire, because for me, growing up, college, that wasn't on none of me and my niggas' radar. College, that shit seemed like it was something so far away. What the fuck am I thinking about a college for? I'll never even make it to that motherfucker. Hope I fucking graduate. College, be hitting me with no shit like that. I get bigger problems to think about it. Trying to fucking get to college, you know. But my mom, she moved me from Detroit down to the fucking South. I was about 17, 16, 17. When I got there, let me take you back. When I got there, no, before I left here, it was just about, I ain't gonna say everybody was on some bullshit. We had some smart kids and shit, but what I gravitated to was niggas who was getting a little bit of money. You coming up, you go to school with this nigga, you walking every day with this nigga home, y'all sitting and eating lunch together. Y'all 13, 14 years old. Next thing you know, this nigga driving down the street in a car. And it's like, whoa, nigga, you driving? Hell yeah. And it's my shit. Whoa, fuck school. How did you do this? That was me. Fuck school. How the fuck you get a car, nigga? So that was my mission, you know. And what your little nigga Treetrunk gonna do? I went and got a fucking car. I went and got that bitch. Had a little nickel bag, but we floating around the little circle that I fucked with. I worked at the car wash. My brother was the manager. I'm 13, he 15. I made about 50, 60 a day. Sometimes I ain't gonna say 50 or 60. It might have been 30 a day up at the car wash. Me and my brother, maybe 30 apiece. And for young niggas that's 15 and 13, that's pretty good. You know, you getting 30 a day, and that's just in tips from motherfuckers that's coming up there. You get to know the professional people that come through there want their car wash. You ain't stealing shit out their cars and shit. They know you a good kid. And to say I wasn't stealing shit out people's cars. I used to steal shit. Get in there, get to cleaning up, get up under the seat. It's a $10 bill. You don't tell them how long this bitch was sitting up under the seat. This bitch was in the furthest point of the car where that you don't reach. Hell yeah, I'm sticking this bitch in my pocket. I didn't deliberately just get in there going through shit, trying to see what I could steal. But if it was something in a place like that, but if the shit was an amount that was too much, I'm like, big dog, this or that. This was under the seat. I even found work and pistols and drug dealers' cars cleaning them. Niggas didn't even know the shit was in there. And they was just like, nigga, you can have that shit, nigga. You can have that shit. That shit out of my car, young nigga. You know, so benefits did come out from not stealing out of niggas' cars and shit. But anyway, motherfucker made like $30 to $50 a day. And I got paid $1 a car for washing them bitches. They kept tracking how many cars came through a car wash. I got paid $1 a car, and I got paid on Sunday. Sometimes you never know how many cars gonna come through that bitch. I had checks that was 300. I had checks that was 500 plus the $30 a day I was making. So I was hustling hard as a young nigga, 13. You know, I think I started working there at 12, 11. So that's hustling hard for a young nigga, you know. And I didn't even really see it like that. That was just the everyday, you know. Me and my me and my older brother, it was just me and him. You know, we the first two. We get up early in the morning. I think bro had dropped out of school already. I was still going to school, barely. My man who owned the car wash knew he couldn't have all these little young niggas hanging up at the car wash. He'd get in trouble. He wasn't no bad nigga. He was a good nigga. He was a building trades nigga. You know, he was a plumber. And I ended up joint getting in the building trades my goddamn self. But that's a family thing. That's another story because I'm still got my life story going on that I got to tell. Just be so much shit going on in your man Treetrunk life that I ain't got time to really sit down and do it. That's why I gotta get this computer. I got a computer right here, but I need a better one. But shit, making that as a young nigga, I was pretty good. You know, I felt, and I bought me a ride. Shit, my man. If you go back to my story, my first friend was a little white motherfucker. I say he was mixed. He was a mulatto. His daddy was black. His mama was white. His mama like a black man. But there's nothing wrong with that. You know, this motherfucker was my best friend. And well, I don't even talk to this motherfucker. I don't talk to none of my immediate friends I grew up with as kids. You know, I don't talk to none of them. You know, I really don't. I hear about different things they're doing, but I do my own thing. Motherfucker damn near 50. But anyway, I bought a car from his ass. The motherfucker was just sitting in his garage. A 78 Nova. I didn't even know if the bitch worked, America. I didn't even know if it worked. And I was just like, how much you want, dog? What you want for this bitch? He told me 70. He didn't think I had $70. Y'all hear this, America? $70. I said, I knew enough where you had to have some type of piece of paper or something. I didn't really know what the fuck it was. No man, nigga, 13, 14 years old. He said he didn't have no paper for it. But he knew the bitch wasn't stolen. The bitch been in this garage forever. He gave me a little story or whatever on it. I didn't give a fuck. I gave him the 70. We pushed that bitch across the street. He stayed across the street, 3 doors down. Pushed that bitch across the street. Get that bitch up in the driveway in my mom's backyard and shit where I live. My older brother came and seen I had that bitch. That nigga like, what nigga, you bought a whip? I'm like, yeah. But I knew I had to take my ass up to the car wash, try to put some nickel bags in the neighborhood. I gotta try to figure out something to fix this bitch. All I got is a key and I pushed this bitch across the street. I don't even know if this bitch worked. My stepdad come out. My mom and my dad got divorced by that time. Stepdad come out like, nigga, the fuck is you young niggas doing? You got a fucking car back here. Fuck yeah, nigga, and don't touch my shit. I'm trying to big dog. I don't want to see you in my shit, nigga. It's like, well, nigga, I will fuck you up. You didn't even know what the fuck you doing. I didn't. Just trying to be on that. You ain't my daddy shit. Don't be telling me shit. It was like, well, first thing, we put a battery in this bitch. You little niggas get around here, fuck around in this neighborhood, doing whatever the fuck y'all do. Get a battery. We charge this bitch. If it's a good battery, you will know. Once we stick that bitch in, you know. So I don't even know how the fuck we got a battery, but we end up getting one. And stepdad, rest in peace. Stepdad Hanley Johnson. He must have had a battery charger or some shit from somewhere. The shit was so long ago. But I remember the motherfucker had to go on. I'm about to light this bitch back up from last night. The motherfucker must have sat on charge for like all night. You know, I'm so anxious. I wake up the next morning. No, it didn't sit all night. I think I might have went out there late or some shit. It was dark. And I get in there, I stick the key in. When you stick the key in the car. And I'm like, whoa, this shit. And then when I turned the ignition, the bitch started. I said, whoa, what the fuck? I do got a car. This bitch started. So, first thing I do, I'm like, it's running. Ain't used to having no car in the backyard like that. So, for my brother, who right in the crib when he here, he know the motherfucker back there first. He was like, man, you waste your money on this bitch while you get this junk. He came out there like, dude, this bitch running. I'm like, this bitch running, nigga. I got me a whip. Telling him, you stay the fuck away from my shit, nigga. But Bruh had some money. I didn't have none. I spent all my shit on getting a car, weed, and Coney Island and shit. I was tapped. I didn't have no money. It was like, I jumped in the bitch. We take y'all back to that. I unhooked the battery, jumped in this bitch, y'all. Jumped in this motherfucker America. Slammed the hood, threw this bitch and drive. Dropped that motherfucker down and drive, hit the gas and flew the fuck out the driveway like didn't look to see if nobody was coming down the street. Nothing. Whipped that bitch out. Hit the gas, stomped on that motherfucker. Skirt. I'm like, yes, I got a ride. Get to the corner, hit the brakes. No brakes on this bitch. And this was one of my first experiences driving. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have an accident. But I just, I didn't panic. I just threw the bitch in neutral. I was floating in that bitch. I might have been doing about 40 and just let it roll. Rolled around the fucking corner. Eased my little black ass back home. Just throwing it down the drive, letting it move a little bit, throwing it up in neutral, just cruising. Got to the crib, pulled that bitch up in the driveway. My brother like, you a fool, nigga. This bitch running. I'm like, dude, it ain't no brakes on this bitch, though. I'm like, I'm about to wreck this bitch. It was already crashed up like a motherfucker, but we didn't care. We had a car, and all four tires got air in them. So we didn't give a fuck about nothing but that car at that point. And bro was like, I got the money. We going to buy these fucking brakes tomorrow. But it got to be half my car. But at that point, I didn't give a fuck. Yeah, it's half yours, dude. It's half yours. I'm like, fuck yeah. 78 notes. And that was our mission. We walked up to the motherfucking, I don't even know what that bitch, I think it was called Murray's. Murray's Auto. Walked up to that bitch after we done our shift. I think before we went up to the motherfucking shift for the car wash. We walked up there. It was might have been a 15-minute walk past the job because we walked to work and bought the motherfucking brakes. Stepdad showed us how to put them bitches on. So it's a hell of a memory. It's a hell of a memory. Me and Big Bro. What up, Big Bro? Put the brakes on that bitch and we cruised that motherfucker like 2 summers. Like 2 years we cruised that bitch. I know at least a year and a half. We were so reckless. We were some young niggas that was so reckless. We stopped the ice cream truck while that bitch was coming. You can flag them bitches down. They stop you buy ice cream. Boy, this dude was serving ice cream. We took his license plate off the back of his ice cream truck. Slapped that bitch on the Nova. And was gone. That's all we did. Slapped that bitch on the Nova. And we was fooling out there in that bitch. I was a young wreck. I used to do some little reckless shit when I was a young nigga. It was another Nova in the neighborhood. I don't know, my man might have been just It was a nice looking Nova too. It was nicer than the one we had, but it wasn't running. It was just sitting in front of my man's house. Man, my brother was trying to buy this bitch. He didn't want to sell it to us. So we like, fuck it. We had gathered up the tools. By us working on the Nova, we knew what tools we needed to take certain pieces off shit. If we get to working on ours, like, okay, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this. We looking junkyards, we looking all around for the pieces we need. And if we couldn't find them, well, we just waited till late at night. And we went around the corner. His shit was sitting in front of his house. And we just took off what we needed right there in front of his house in the street. I would never do no shit like that now. I'll be terrified to do some shit like that now, but I had the nerve as a young nigga to do that. And my big brother. So shout out to Big Bro. We had the nerve to do that shit. I would never do no shit like that. There was a fucking drug dealer that stayed next door to one of our mans. Motherfucker didn't come home for like 3 months. We like, we just going in this nigga's house. We're going in this bitch. And one day, we just broke in that bitch. The whole crew. I don't know. We was running with a bunch of niggas too. Bunch of little young niggas. There might have been 10 of us. Some of these niggas I didn't even know that good, but we was all running together doing shit. Some of the niggas carried guns and shit. But I was just about, if it's something useful for me and I can make a little bit of money, I'm good with it, you know. But we broke in this nigga shit and his nigga had enough shit in his house where the whole crew was happy. Didn't nobody feel like they was lacking, like somebody had more than them. This dude had tons of fucking shit up in her. People came out with clothes and shit. We was in that bitch for like, it took us like a week to clean this bitch out. There's so much shit this dude had up in there. Then we went in the garage, he had a vet up in there. Couldn't find out. Motherfucker went to jail on some shit he was doing. You know, somebody was gonna break in that bitch anyway. I don't even know what happened to the vet and shit. That was way above my stealing. You know, I can steal some shit I can unplug, but that was way above my stealing cars and shit. And that was the kind of crew I was hanging with at that point. And I remember one day, it was a dude that I ended up being in jail with this motherfucker. But he was big time. And he rolled up to buy some stolen shit from my man to see me and my brother there. And he like, man, what you young niggas hanging out with this thief ass nigga for? And we was just, we was hanging out, That was we thought that was our avenue. And that nigga went out on us like, nigga, I'll fuck you young niggas up, man. Your people knew you was hanging with some fucking thieves and blah, blah, blah. Went out on my man. We was hanging with my man the thief nigga was shooting nigga. I knew he was like that, but this other dude was like that too. But the other dude was a little more ruthless. A little more ruthless. You know, the thief dude was like a scary guy, might shoot you from around the corner and run. This other dude, he gonna shoot you in your in your face. He don't care who out there. He jumping in his whip. He might even roll up before he pull off. He was ruthless like that. And I knew that. He was a dude that I was impressed with his bossiness. So when he said that shit, like, man, I don't want to catch y'all hanging with this thief nigga, I kind of bagged up off that nigga. And I ran into that nigga in jail one day. Your boss nigga. Rest in peace to my man. Rest in peace to Squirter. I ran into him in jail. And he was in there on a murder. In there. And I'm like, I was in there on some bullshit little drug shit I was doing. Trying to sell some fucking dope. But I thought he was done because he was in there for murder. Dude walked up out that bitch bossy, beat that shit. And then I ended up getting my shit together. And I was out in the mall one day. And who I bumped into in the mall? This nigga Squirter bossed up in this bitch. And I think he was about on his third murder he didn't beat. I'm like, damn. He was just a boss like that. But rest in peace to him, you know. Somebody, you know, took his life, like a lot of guys get their lives taken, you know. To all the mothers that lost their sons and their daughters to violence and to the prison system, you know, my heart go out to y'all. You know, we don't need that. But that's just a story in the life of your man Treetrunk. We've been here about an hour. I'm about to sign out. Peace and love. Everybody who check out my channel. Shout out to all my subscribers that, you know, fuck with my channel that's running it up for me. And like I said, your man Treetrunk want to get YouTube rich. Me and my family. We're about to do this. We're about to be doing family photos. We're gonna be uh we're gonna be doing videos for weddings, graduations, whatever you may need. You know, the Treetrunk family gonna be able to accommodate that. So coming soon. And I'll see y'all next week, next Sunday morning. I got to narrow down the time. You know, I think I'm gonna just try to make it like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I'm gonna tune in and we're gonna do this for an hour. You know, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of me, and then through the week, y'all gonna get some videos from me, some funny shit, some controversial shit, just shit I be fucking with. You know, y'all know how this internet is. So, peace and love, everybody. I'm out. About to go down there with my family. We're gonna grocery shop, get this Sunday morning. You know, love you, America. Peace.